welcome back to Saturday. Another great Tufnell Park workout plan for you. Today we are going to be doing a benchmark workout called the Chief. Now we have done the Chief at the gym before, so you may have a score on Wodify you can check. We're obviously going to make some modifications today since a lot of us don't have barbells. You can do this with dumbbells, with kettlebells, with sandbag, or body weight if you really don't have anything at home. So the Chief is 5 3-minute AMRAPS of 3 power cleans, 6 push-ups, and these can be modified to be on your knees if necessary, and 9 air squats. You're going to go through this over and over and over again for 3 minutes, and then you're going to rest a minute, and then you're going to do it again, and you're going to go through the whole cycle 5 times. So it's 5 separate AMRAPs, and it's traditionally scored all together. Now, when it's traditionally scored all together, it's usually counted as even rounds, meaning they do rounds without any extra reps. But today we're not going to do that, because what ends up happening is you get through so many rounds and then you look at the clock, you realize you're not going to finish a round, and so you sandbag, you just stand around and wait for the clock to run out. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do rounds and reps, and we're going to have 5 separate scores today so that you work all the way to the beep at the end of the 3 minutes, get your minute of rest, and then hit it hard again. So since we don't have barbells, if you have dumbbells or kettlebells at home, ideally you'd be doing this with 2, one in each hand as you do it. But if you only have one single element, 1 dumbbell, 1 kettlebell, do these alternating, still only do 3 reps. But try to remember, if you start on your right hand, so you went right, left, right for 3 reps. For your next one, go left, right, left. It's only 3 reps. It's not a big deal, but we still want to try to make sure that we're getting even work done. But it's meant to be a fast workout, so you want to get through those 3 into your push-ups, into your air squats, and then keep it moving really hard and fast. Now, strategically, what you're going to see when you're doing this, you've got 5 separate AMRAPs. The first one should be probably your highest score. The second one is going to hurt because a minute is not a lot of rest. So your score is going to drop off a little bit. Your third one, you should really be fighting to get the same score as your second AMRAP. And the fourth is the most painful AMRAP of the 5 because you're exhausted, you haven't had enough rest. But what you want to do is really try to fight to get a similar score as your third round. Now the 5th round, you've got nothing to hold back. So oftentimes we'll see people in doing the Chief, their 5th round will rival their first. So just keep that in mind as you're going through these. Really don't hold back on the first. The second's going to hurt. The third's going to hurt. The 4th is going to suck. And then the 5th one, don't hold back. Try to get the same score you got in that first round. So with that, let's go ahead and get warmed up and we'll get moving through the day. Start off with a minute of jumping jacks. This is just to get our bodies warm, get ourselves moving. After that, we're going to go through 3 times. We're going to do 6 push-ups, keeping your shoulders and your hips in line, chest to deck, elbows going straight back and not out, and then 9 air squats. We'll go through this 3 times again, 6 push-ups, 9 air squats, get ourselves moving before this workout. Next, we're going to do 10 Russian baby makers, grabbing the tops of your feet, coming down into a full squat and keeping your chest up nice and high, pushing out on your knees with your arms, and then sending that bum up high to get a good hamstring stretch. We're going to do 10 of these, followed by 10 warrior twists. Again, the bottom of a squat, pushing out on your knee and twisting with the opposite arm up towards the sky, thinking about opening your chest and your belly button up to the side as you do this twist. Nice, slow, and controlled. After that, we're going to do 10 cat-cows, thinking about getting a good arch in your back and pressing into the floor, and then pulling that belly button down towards the ground. We're going to do 10 cat-cows to finish up this portion of the warm-up. Before we get into our weight-specific warm-up, we are going to do some squat therapy. Ideally, you're going to start about a 4 arms distance away from the wall, arms straight up overhead, sending your hips back and down until your hips are below parallel, keeping your arms directly overhead. What that's going to do is it's going to challenge you to keep your chest up. It's also going to challenge your overhead mobility. If you can't keep your arms directly up overhead, you can move back from the wall a little bit, but you don't want to move back too far. You want this to be challenging. so that when you raise your arms straight up overhead and you go down into your squat, you're still challenging to keep your chest up, but maybe your end range of motion, this is where it's going to let you go. What we don't want to see while we're doing this is for you to open your arms up wide because you're close to the wall, but your overhead mobility is no good. So this is cheating. We don't want to see this. If you can't keep your arms directly up overhead, take a small step back from the wall. The other thing that we don't want to see is that you're so far back from the wall that you're not even challenging your mobility. Your chest is collapsing as you come down into your squat. That's not the purpose. So find a good position. We're going to do these as a tempo. So we're going to do 2 seconds down, 2-second hold at the bottom, coming up at a normal squat pace, pausing at the top for 2 seconds before we start again. So again, it's 2-2-x2 for your tempo. And we're going to do these as an EMOM. We're going to do 4 every minute on the minute for 5 minutes. Alright, now that we're nice and warm from our warm-up and our squat therapy, we are going to do a dumbbell specific warm-up before we get into the workout. We're going to do 5 of each. We're going to do 5 deadlifts, making sure that your shoulders are staying right in front of those dumbbells, just like you would as if this were a barbell, touching the dumbbells down just outside your feet. After that, we're going to go into 5 hang power cleans, making sure again that you're using both elements. If you're only using a single dumbbell or single kettlebell, for all of these, make sure you're doing 5 on each side to warm up both sides. After you finish your 5 hang power cleans, we're going to do 5 power cleans from the floor, again making sure that you touch those elements just outside your toes. And as always here, make sure that you're using your full posterior chain. Don't just bend over at the hips. Make sure you come down using your knees as well, just like you would if you're doing a power clean with a barbell. When you're all done, we'll cool down with some stretches, starting with a twisted cross. Try to hold this for 45 to 60 seconds on each side, really focusing on that shoulder stretch through this. Then we're going to go into a figure 4 to stretch out our glutes, our outer hips, putting that ankle across your knee, pull it in towards your chest, and we'll finish with a hip flexor stretch. Get into a kneeling position, squeeze your abs, squeeze your glutes, and reach up towards the sky. Hope to see you guys in a class soon, or right back here tomorrow.